We are not with Al-QAEDA. We are not with terrorism. People Muslim. We are not with Al-Wahhabiyas. We are the people who love the another people. We don't care about religion. We don't care about culture. We don't care about color. We love this country. We like to find a peace in this country. But I think if this country or state or any country in Europe brings the people who is from Al-QAEDA in Syria as a refugee, they will have something here soon. They will have this country destroyed from these stupid people. I need you, you are Canadian, to really open your eyes. The media here lying to you. Lying to you for everything. Exactly what happened to Syria, this is what happened. If anyone would like to speak, welcome to speak. Thank you.
Thank you.
CPA is calling on all its members and supporters to oppose an impending US-led attack on Syria. Once again, a report about the use of weapons of mass destruction is being used to justify an intervention. We are always opposed to the use of any weapons on civilians. But as was the case with the last report of alleged attacks, there is no conclusive proof that the attack came from the Syrian government. Undaunted by the lack of evidence, U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry has nevertheless declared that the U.S. and its NATO allies will strike Syria. Any intervention by any new coalition of the willing will be against international law and must be opposed. Canadian Foreign Affairs Minister John Baird had said that Canada will be in lockstep with its NATO allies. Canadian officials are currently meeting with counterparts from France, the UK, and the US to devise strategies for an intervention. Regardless of what one thinks of either the Syrian government or the opposition forces, we know from recent experience that 1. NATO and its allies have and will continue to lie about the use of weapons of mass destruction to justify quote-unquote humanitarian intervention. Number 2, NATO-led attacks justified as R2P, responsibility to protect civilians, have resulted in tens of thousands of civilians' deaths. The death tolls for military attacks on Afghanistan, Iraq, and Libya can be counted in the hundreds of thousands. The geopolitical calculations of the NATO powers and not the interests of ordinary people are always the main considerations for any intervention. During the Vietnam War, U.S. officials declared or described a situation where it became necessary to destroy the village in order to save it. As with all the recent evocations of R2P, it appears that the goal of NATO is to bomb civilians in order to save them. We must therefore stand in opposition to the actions of the aggressor states in NATO and call on the government of Canada to keep its hands off Syria. So many CPA member groups, as well as coalitions in other countries, including the U.S., have devised emergency response plans in the event of an attack on Syria. These plans are often for a demonstration the day of or the day following such an attack. The CPA calls upon peace and social justice groups to devise such plans, whether or not an attack immediately involves Canada, and to continue to pressure the Canadian government and NATO to keep their hands off.
They are lying. We know the government, they didn't use the chemical. I need just mention, guys, the people in Syria, 13 million people in Syria, I can say 90% of these people, they ask the government and the army from the government to help the people, because these people get killed for no reason, destroyed for no reason, under the religion, under the name, under the... We're looking for the peace. We love everyone. I can say Syria, if somebody, they didn't know Syria, I can tell what Syria. Syria, this country is 7,000 years old. This country, multicultural country. Al-Jabhat al-Nusra and Al-QAEDA, they make now this is different because they like to follow them. They use the Islam and the word Allahu Akbar to kill the another people. Never can do that. We're looking for the peace. Why the government of Canada send our kids to Afghanistan, fight Al-QAEDA, and the government of Canada, they help Al-QAEDA in Syria. Al-QAEDA and Jabhat al-Nusra, same. The government of Canada, they help them. What the excuse for that? I need to ask the government, and I need the Canadian people ask the government, why they doing that? Because of business? Because really what we understand, we have experience with that. What we understand, the government of Canada, they follow exactly what United States says. He is really, I can say, the government of Canada employee for United States. That exactly. They take by the Israel too. They are employee from Israel and from United States. Just they take an agenda and take an order and do what they like. But I need to talk to them. Open your eyes. This is Canadian people, and they know exactly what's happening. I'm from Syria. We have Iraqi people, multicultural here, Muslim and Christian. This is one family here. But this family never can be in Syria now. Now, not before. Not because of Al-QAEDA and Jabhat al-Nusra. Because of United States give the green light to Jabhat al-Nusra Al-QAEDA to go to Syria. Ask Obama what means in Islam word al-jihad. This word is a terrible word. Jabhat al-Nusra Al-QAEDA, they use this word now in Syria. They're killing everyone. They doesn't follow Jabhat al-Nusra and Al-QAEDA. They doesn't follow Wahhabiyas. Ask him. He knows. The government in Canada knows. United States knows. But I can say 100%. The government of Canada employee for United States, for Israel, and he just do the agenda and he just do the order. What I know about the media, I used to work with the media. I used to work with the United Nations. That's why I like the media and the United Nations, because it's clear, honest. These people never can be lying. But the thing, I'm just shocked. Now almost 2 years here in Calgary and in Canada, when we ask the Canadian media to come cover us, listen to us. Just listen what we have. They don't care. They don't care about us. They don't cover us, never. Why? And I can say even the Canadian, the media here, like all the media here, it's really employee for United States and Israel. The president of the media here, he is employee. He take money, he gets paid from Israel and United States and from Saudi Arabia. The oil now too. And they don't come to cover us. Why? This is media. They can't cover me and they can't cover another team. Why he didn't cover me and he came cover another team and this team in Calgary? This team, if you can't go to the mosque, they teach the kids how they kill another people. They teach the kids we are the best, will be in the heaven if you kill another type of religion. This is no war, no war.
No war, no war.
Yes for peace, yes for peace.
Yes for peace, yes for peace.
Hand off Syria.
Hands off Syria.
Hand off Syria.
Hands off Syria.
Hand off Syria.
Hands off Syria.
Down, down, Obama.
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 Down, down, Al-QAEDA.
Down, down, Al-QAEDA.
Down, down, Al-QAEDA.
Down, down, Al-QAEDA.
Down, down, Jabhat al-Nusra.
Down, down, Al-Nusra.
Hand off Syria.
Hands off Syria.
Hands off Syria.
Hands off Syria.
Hand off Syria.
Hands off Syria.
Hand off Syria.
Hands off Syria.
Hand off Syria.
Hands off Syria.
No war, no war.
No war, no war.
Yes for peace, yes for peace.
Yes for peace, yes for peace.
Down, down, Obama.
Down, down, Obama.
Down, down, Obama.
Down, down, Obama.
No war, no war.
No war, no war.
Yes for peace, yes for peace.
Yes for peace, yes for peace.
Down, down, Al-QAEDA.
Down, down, Al-QAEDA.
Hand off Syria.
Hands off Syria!
Hand off Syria.
No forced regime change!
No forced regime change!
No force regime change!
No force regime change!
No force regime change!
No force regime change!
Hand off Syria! Hand off Syria!
Hand off Syria!
U.S. out of Middle East!
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 U.S. out of Middle East! No war! No war!
Yes for peace, yes for peace.
Yes for peace! Yes for peace!
Hand off Syria.
Hand off Syria!
Hand off Syria. The Kurdish people in Iraq. Where is Obama? 179,000 people in Iraq get killed in 2 hours. In 2 towns in Iraq. Where is the W. Bush? Where is Obama? Where is the Congress? Okay, and he took excuse and he destroyed Iraq. And they stolen the oil from Iraq. They stolen the gold from Iraq. They kill everyone in the Iraq. Where is the United Nations? Okay, this is excuse for the government. And second time, they say in Libya, we will send the NATO to destroy the Libya because of the government. He's dictator. He's killed their people. Okay, they destroyed the Libya. What happened in Libya now? Do you see any freedom in Libya now? No. If you go to Libya, I'm the person who went to Libya. I went to Libya and I see what happened in Libya. In Libya now, each group different. They killing each other. They killing each other under the name of color or the type of religion. This is what they do in the state. This is exactly the agenda from state. And now they need to destroy Syria. Syria 7,000 years old. Why destroy Syria? Because of the gas. I know guys, you didn't know anything about Syria. I told you, Syria stands the top of the ocean of gas. We know that. Syria from Damascus to another city, there is 500 kilometers under these 2 cities is the gas. They need to destroy Syria because of the gas. Because the government, they don't let the gas sent to Israel. That's exactly what happened. They need to destroy Syria because of the oil. I told you what we have in oil in Syria. Oil in Syria in 3 cities. If you go to Damascus and coming close to the border in Iraq, we have an oil there. Another city, Dar es-Zor, and Al-Hasaka city, and Al-Qamishli city. All this is city and oil. You know why? He need destroyed because the economy of United States. Always, I think me and everyone here, they read the history of United States. The history of United States. They made a war because they use the people and they have a life from the war. What happened in Vietnam? Everyone knows. What the United States doing in Vietnam? 10 years, 10,000 days, a war in Vietnam. After that, what? United States talk about freedom, talk about respect to the people. Never can be that. United States always made a war and they use a war as a business.
Got me involved in activism. I finally decided that I just couldn't stand watching on TV anymore what was going on and the lies they're telling me on the mainstream media, and then what I'm actually finding out on alternative media. People like Alex Jones of InfoWars, people like Mike Rivera of WhatReallyHappened.com, people like James Corbett of the Corbett Report. These are people that will tell you the truth, that will let you know exactly what history has been and what has been perpetrated in the past. And if you follow the pattern, it's very easy to see exactly what the game is that is being played in Syria today. The actual fact of why Syria is being attacked is because this is simply one of the dominoes. It's the next domino in line on the whole series of countries that they chose to invade. Back before, just before 9/11, is there online for anybody to see that the plan was set in motion even before 9/11 that they wanted to invade 5 countries in 5 years. They're a little bit behind schedule, but the whole plan has been going exactly the way that they ordered it. They wanted to invade Afghanistan, they wanted to invade Iraq. Why did they invade Iraq? Because Saddam Hussein had the audacity to sell oil outside of the petrodollar, that he was going to sell oil to the Chinese for the gold yuan. That was going to take the United States out of the whole stranglehold of the oil market on the planet. so they had to take down Saddam. The same thing is true of Muammar Gaddafi in Libya. He also tried to market his oil outside of the petrodollar, and that's why they took Muammar Gaddafi down. People thought that they wouldn't do the same thing with Syria, but that's exactly what is going on today. It has nothing to do with saving children or anybody in Syria. It has everything to do with protecting the petrodollar.
The chemical arms. America has been promising us tangible evidence that they have against the Assad regime, and they have yet to show us any tangible evidence against the regime. They have released an assessment of their confidential evidence with no evidence for us to interpret ourselves.
They have license to kill only.
We need to wait for the UN to get through with the evidence and tell us what's really happening in Syria. We cannot let the United States into Syria. We cannot let them bomb Syria. If the United States bombs Syria, there will be severe repercussions.
Yes!
Iran and Syria have been saying that they're going to take an attack against Israel if this happens. Russia has been promising that there will be consequences to the American government for taking this action. There will be political turmoil. There is nobody to replace the Assad regime that is good for Syria. There's nobody out there. There's so many different warring rebel opposition groups that there is no easy solution to this problem. If the United States bombs Syria, it is going to create so many problems. It is going to lead to nothing but trouble. We need to do everything that we can to prevent the United States from taking violent military action in Syria.
Excuse me. Something just here, my friend here remind me just to say that because really I forget. Something here I need you know because the media never said about what happened. In August 2013, 18 of August, the government of Syria asked the United Nations to have a group go over to Syria and figure out who is have a chemical, who is use the chemical. At 18 on August, the government of Syria asked United Nations and asked the United States and asked Russia about that. After 3 days, 21st of August, the Jabhat al-Nusra and Al-QAEDA attacked the people in Syria with a chemical. 3 days after what Al-Assad says. He says, please bring the group from United Nations to figure out who's have the chemical, who sent the chemical to Syria. We know, because what happened, guys? I know the Canadian people here, they didn't know about the geographic in Syria. We have a town in Syria. The government, they find in this town, they find a warehouse, a lot of things, chemical. They send it from Saudi Arabia. That's the truth. This is not me I'm talking, or not just the media, or anyone who said I'm with the government. No, I'm said with the peace. That's what happened. We have proof. They find a chemical in a small town around Damascus. This chemical, it came from Saudi Arabia.
That's true.
That's the truth, guys. Even Barack Obama, he knows. He knows. And he told you something. The border in between Turkish and Syria, 800 kilometers, guys. 800 kilometers in this open border. The people who's from Al-QAEDA and from Jabhat al-Nusra, it came from around the world to Turkish country. And they go to Syria walking to make a jihad in Syria. I think some of you know what means a jihad. And this is bad thing. Another border. Another.
Down, down, Jabhat al-Nusra.
Down, down, Jabhat al-Nusra.
Hand off Syria.
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 Hands off Syria.
Down, down, Obama.
Down, down, Obama.
Hands off Syria.
Hands off Syria.
3, 4, stop the killing, stop the war.
1, 2, 3, 4, stop the killing, stop the war.
5, 6, 7, 8, stop the killing, stop the hate.
5, 6, 7, 8.
I researched it thoroughly, and for the last week I have been completely dedicated to researching what's going on in Syria. And everything that I have found has been extraordinarily troubling and led to the exact same ultimate realization. I'd like to use an analogy to help everybody sort of understand what the U.S. is doing right now. And I have a lot of proof to back this up, and there are a lot of very intelligent people out there who are agreeing with all of us on this matter. People, professors at Princeton, UN Secretary of Defenses, people out there are starting to notice what's going on. Here's the analogy. People often marvel at the compliance of the German citizens during the Nazi regime. The truth of the matter is that by the time they started realizing what was happening, what their government was conspiring to do, they had already been stripped of their rights, their privacy, and their voices. Sometimes governments lie so that they can further their interests. The interest of the Nazis was the propagation of the Volk, or the Aryan race. Sometimes they can take these lies so far that they don't care who gets killed in the process of achieving these interests. If 6 million Jews and 6 million others that did not meet the classifications of the Volk, communists, socialists, gypsies, homosexuals, dissenters, the intelligentsia, seems like a nice round number, then we'll go with that. They lie to their citizens using propaganda, training them while they're young, as in the case of the Hitler Youth, so that the younger generation of the population starts to believe that the movement they are following is the correct one. How stupid they must have been to listen to the Nazi government, eh? Those Germans, they should have known better, not gone along with it. They were being led by Adolf Hitler after all, but they were also going along with their country, being kept in the dark about the most important and devastating features of the war, all the while thinking that they were the ones fighting against the bad guys. You can't really blame them though, can you? When all you see in the news and all you see on the radio is controlled by the government in power, they can pretty much make you see whatever they want to make you see. The UN has collected their objective evidence from the bombing site in Damascus. This is evidence that we know is not fabricated, and it will take a couple weeks to analyze. The US has provided an assessment of their evidence against the Assad regime, but has not provided an ounce of tangible evidence that is objective that we can evaluate for ourselves. This is a demonstration of a government telling its population that something is true, and the people believing it based on the fact that it's the word of the government. And this country is going to war in Syria against UN sanctions. The Nazi movement was an ideological one. The American movement is an economic one. If the United States can get Assad out of government, there will be no cease in warfare. It will continue, and it will amplify. The rebel opposition forces will continue to fight against the new group who takes charge, so there will continue to be civil war in Syria. In addition to this, when the U.S. attacks Syria, Assad has promised retaliation against Israel. Russia has also assured America that there will be consequences if they take this first move. The Middle East is a powder keg waiting for ignition, and this is the ignition it will take. A short airstrike, no boots on the ground, will become a very long, very drawn-out war in the Middle East with the U.S. at the forefront. All of the lives lost, structures destroyed, morale of the people dwindling. There will be nothing between the victor and the spoils of war. It will be a genocide, especially now that there are chemical arms involved. The government of the United States is going to start this war and let the different warring factions in the Middle East, and there are quite a few, kill each other and innocent people until there's no one left to put up a fight anymore. Think about how stupid the Germans must have felt when they found out what they had let happen. And just remember that if you were trying to do research during the Second World War, on the Second World War, you wouldn't be reading Germany's news sources. Thank you.
Yes for peace! Yes for peace!
We want peace in our lives, and regardless of who we are, whether we're Muslims, whether we're Christians, whether we're Jewish, whether we're atheists, whether we're heterosexual, homosexual, man, woman, it doesn't matter. You know, we want peace. We're here for peace. We deserve peace here in Canada, and they deserve peace across the world. So we're here today to say to Mr. Obama that we do not want Western bombs dropping halfway around the world.
Hands off Syria! 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 Down, down, Obama! Down, down, Obama! Hands off Syria! Hands off Syria! Hands off Syria! Hands off Syria! Down, down, Obama! Down, down,
We're here today to tell Obama to back off Syria. We don't want intervention in our country, and we support our army and our president. And we believe the media is doing fabrications on TV. They're lying and they're blaming on the Syrian army. And it's all a plan to destabilize Syria and get to Iran and take over the Middle East by Israel. We believe in our president and we want him. We support him. We just never see anything on TV that's on our side. You always see their side. There's opposition, and we don't mind opposition. There's nothing wrong with it, but killing people and using violence to take over treason, there's something wrong with that. That can't be accepted. There's no way to bring down a government by being violent. Thank you. The Syrian army is protecting the land and the people from terrorism. The Free Syrian army is not even Syrian. They're coming from outside countries. They're all mercenaries fighting in the name of Islam and beheading people.
Funded by Obama.
All funded by America, Obama, and Qatar, and Saudi Arabia, and the Persian countries.
Hands off Syria! Hands off Syria!